for you then. Habatat Galleries was founded 35 years ago in Michigan. It's currently, the original Habitat is currently located in Royal Oak, Michigan. We have been here, there's actually 3 habitats, one in Royal Oak, and then a few years later, one was opened in Boca Raton, Florida. We've been here, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary this past November. And it's all separate ownership, and we do tend to represent some different artists, some of the same artists. What you are seeing here today is basically a group show. We're kind of in the process. We just got back from SOFA New York, and we're in the process of getting ready for Vision 12 that's coming up. A few of the artists I'll talk about today, actually, I'll bring you this way. This is one of an artist we've just recently started to represent, probably in the past year, Shane Alive. Very young woman, maybe 29, 30, from Madison, Wisconsin. So she's somewhat local. The owner of the gallery discovered her about 2 years ago. We've been trying to connect with her. What she does with glass is very, very unique. What you're seeing here is that she is pulling all of these canes of glass, which is very time consuming, and it's a lot of glass involved. And actually this series here, she started doing fairly recently. This particular piece and this work for her is a little bit more meditative. It's something she can sort of do on her own. It doesn't require as much assistance as like this particular piece here, where you're seeing all these tiny little pieces of glass that she's pulling herself and laying into the frame inch by inch. So with her work, she can only produce so much at a time, and it isn't at the gallery very long. She's in very high demand at the moment, so you're pretty fortunate to actually be able to see some of her work. And this piece entitled Low Tide is something new for her.
It's not often. It's not often that I can see. But I'm sitting here thinking of some tide pools we saw off the Oregon coast right before we said that.
Oh, really? That is so fun.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
Really? And that's exactly what she's trying to do here with this resin, is create the effect of it being underwater. And she really is very into the aquatic life. I believe she's done a lot of diving and actually studied piano for many, many years, and then really got into glass. And you are seeing the project. She started doing.
This was perfect. I can't say I saw anything that was purple, but I saw these colors. I saw things that looked just like that.
That's really cool that you can really do it like that. I think that's exactly what she was trying to achieve with it. So. Wonderful. Well, this is Shayna, and she's definitely an artist to look out for, and we will always, she's getting a few more assistants working with her now, so she can produce a little bit faster, and we absolutely love her. She's great. It's really nice when the artists are closer by. They can come to the gallery more often. You really create a great relationship with them. So. I guess the next artist I'll move on to, since he's right across here. This is another young up-and-coming glass and steel artist that we have here at the gallery, J.P. Long. He's from Oakland, California, and he worked with, or still works with, Bella Feldman, who is a very established glass and steel artist. He's been apprenticing with her and really developing his own techniques and his own art and moving in that direction. And what you're seeing here, I believe this piece, some of his work, he does a lot of wall pieces, and some of it, this is blown glass, and it actually is magnetic into the steel. It sort of clicks in. Some of them screw into the steel. And actually this is all hollow and sealed, so it looks like it would be a lot heavier than it really is. Compared to this particular piece here that's actually extruded glass. So he's feeding the glass through a die, a metal die here, a steel die, and it's actually, you can see that it's oozing through the steel and creating this drip. He's also begun a new series called the Edge series, which are very tall, freestanding sculptures that incorporate the same, shapes, angles. He likes to play around with that, and then the drips again. And he really only works with clear glass, what you're seeing here. I think the last I'll talk about is he's very unique for our gallery. This is Mr. Gregory Grumman. He's actually grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and then was in Chicago for a couple of years before moving on and staying in Portland, Oregon. And what he does, what you're seeing here, is reverse painting on glass. And he gets a lot of his inspiration from magazines, just people he knows. He really likes working with the woman subject and portraying them in sort of a real and very intense, powerful way. He'll sit with the pane of glass that he's going to paint on and put a sheet of paper in front of it so that you can see what he's doing, but he will not look at it until he's done. He will sit and paint for as many hours as it takes, and he will not look at it, and rarely will ever have to go back in and change anything. He's been doing this technique, this 15th century reverse painting Bavarian technique for about 30 years or so, and it's very interesting to hear him talk about it. He actually came and gave a talk, just when you're working that way, how his mind almost is in reverse at the point where he's seeing things, driving by these buildings and seeing things in the windows, imagining, different images, and he finds all his frames. They are such a part. They are as part of a part of the piece as much as the actual subject and all the titles too. This is called, I think, When I'm Dreaming, which actually represents these series of nightmares that he spoke about. This piece specifically, this series of nightmares that he was having, and that's what this is representing. He got really choked up actually when he talked about it, and it was so great because he walked into the gallery and we didn't know what to expect. We had never met him, and he was this really big guy, really tall, just looked so burly, and he comes in, he has the softest voice. He's just the nicest person, this big gentle giant. Oh, he's just amazing. And his wife is actually also a painter, and we're looking to do a show with them in the future. But he's also unique for the gallery. It incorporates glass, but it's really painting. So that was really fun for us to do a show where we weren't so much thinking pedestal, we were thinking wall, and we had to adjust to that. But and really there is so much else to see. I'll stop talking and let you browse and wander and see that our manager Michael is in the back there. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything, any of the other artists.